Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is quantum processing. And as you may have read, if you watched my quantum processing video that I uploaded like not that long ago, like maybe 20 minutes ago, I said that I wanted to upload a guide right after. I'm going to try to keep this guide short because I don't have much time before I need to go for the night. Excuse me, I have to drink some water. But basically, I found a consistent method that works. Now, are you still going to die of the UFO? Well, yeah, of course. It. What this method does is it doesn't make it like easy as it possibly can be. What it does is it minimizes the amount of timings you have to do in this UFO. If you do it normally, it's like it doesn't seem to work half the time. You either land there, you die there, and you're basically just left. And like after that, you're just left doing a harder timing than if you were to do this, which is what I want to go. Which is what I want to talk about today. So, basically, all this method is. Let me do it slightly slower. Double click. The only timing you have to do now, instead of doing this weird jump all across these 5 spikes, which is hard enough by itself. Then, since I'm gonna go really slow here. What you're doing is okay. If you didn't see that, you are hitting this portal. See this hitbox? Your hitbox is hitting this portal at its edge. If you need to hit this portal at the very top, not the side, to gain that advantage to not die at these spikes at the bottom where my cursor is. Now I fucked up the jump that attempts because it's a hard timing. So let me see if I can do it. Come on. Oh my gosh. You're just left doing a harder timing when you get to there. So doing that double click allows you to have more height for this jump, which also sets you up so you hit this top corner. Well, not necessarily the top corner, the top edge of this hitbox. So you're left doing easier timing. There's so many benefits of this method. Let me do it without hitboxes to show you like. Out of the 10 attempts I did that, I died there 4 times. Now, normally you can't really control like how much you die there. It's still not the greatest made part, even with the method I'm using, because you still have this timing, but instead of doing 2 timings without the double click method, you have to jump over this gap and you have to do a hard timing here. What the double click does is it makes this timing much easier, and this timing slightly easier. Now, of course, you still might die here. It's still hard timing with the double click method, but it's by far easier than just doing like a giant jump. So you're basically minimizing the ways you're dying at this part, like basically in half, and eventually it gets really consistent. I also want to go over the entry into the UFO. So this is kind of like mostly how to do it. Like, let's just put it like as a more in-depth way to do it. What you want to try to do is you want to try to get... There's two ways you can hit this orb. You can hit it either early, if you do this timing early, or you can hit it late, alright? The way you hit that orb can affect the UFO's position and can make the part easier or harder, depending on what you do. I just did that somehow. Sorry. I find, personally, that later starts are slightly better with my method. Just like ever so slightly. How did I die there? But whatever you use is up to you. And tips, you want to make sure you time... You don't want to do like an instant double click, like at the exact same time. I can try to... Because it's just less consistent. And it's basically in the middle of doing a single click and like the double click. Oh my god. Don't mind that. And basically in the double click I do. So it's more like there's a very slight moment where you don't time an input. It's more like again, it's not like exactly at the same time. There's a slight space in between the two inputs, which allows you to get a good amount of height to do that clip, to do that. From there, you just do that timing. And then once you get there, I personally like hitting that click, and once you reach the middle of that, the middle of the portal. And then once you do that click, this click is like super lenient. You can hit it late, you can hit it early, and you almost always won't die there. Actually, I don't think you even can. Okay, you can. But it's just so much easier, and if you're going for this level, which I'm assuming most of you aren't, I'd highly recommend doing this. This helps so much. That's really all I have for today. And if you're playing this level and you're here for a guide, good luck. It's a pretty challenging level.